The English Premier League season reaches its climax this afternoon, with Manchester City bidding to become the first team in history to win the English top flight 4 times in a row. But Arsenal have ensured the title race will go down to the wire, and if they win today and City don't, the title will be going to North London. Our sports correspondent Rob Harris is at Manchester City's Etihad Stadium for us now. And what are nerves like there amongst the fans, who I'm sure are starting to congregate, Rob?
Well, yeah, Manchester City fans are well used to winning, but they're well used to nervy final days as well. I was here in 2012 when they only won it in the final seconds with that Aguero goal. 2 years ago, they won it on the final day as well. They were losing 2-0 against Aston Villa. They had to turn it around to win 3-2. And Pep Guardiola has been warning his players ahead of today's decider against Everton against West Ham, to remember how tough it was back then 2 years ago. And not since 1989 has a team in first place been overhauled on the final day. The team to do it then was Arsenal, climbing into first and winning the title, and that is their mission today, to become champions for the first time in 20 years. But the situation is very clear for City. If they win, they are champions for an unprecedented 4th time in a row, with that 2-point advantage they have going into this game today. But if they do draw, then Arsenal, if they win at home to Everton, can win the title on goal difference. So it could be a thrilling climax to this season. But for the teams they're playing, Manchester City facing a West Ham side with nothing to play for, just David Moyes' final game in charge, so wanting to go out on a high. And City's record, though, is 16 Premier League matches unbeaten against West Ham. So on paper, the challenge shouldn't be too demanding, but you just never know when the things all come into play on the final day of a season. But this would be capping a period of incredible Manchester City domination under Guardiola if they can win the title, because it would be their 6th title in 7 years. They really have ruled supreme across English football, funded in part by Abu Dhabi. It's given them a lot of the success that is partly under Premier League investigation with financial charges that City are contesting. But for City, it's just about what happens on the pitch today, and for their fans, trying to become Premier League champions for 4 years in a row, something that not even their great rivals, Manchester United, have achieved.
Rob, I am, of course, hanging on your every word, but I'm sure I'm not the only one watching that sprinkler behind you thinking, is it going to get him? I'm glad to say that you changed your positions, because just as we were getting ready to speak to you, this was happening, which is no doubt going to plague you for years to come, being replayed on other comedy shows. I thought it was going to be the Manchester rain that would get you, but it's just the sprinkler.
Dodging the sprinklers, a bit of a freshening up from the water here pitchside. I didn't even get this wet yesterday when I was actually on a boat in Barcelona when we were interviewing Sir Jim Ratcliffe about the America's Cup off the Med, but got wetter here at the Etihad Stadium.
Schoolboy error, my friend, but thanks for joining us from the Etihad nonetheless.